Hello, my friends. This is Jonathan Munoz, and I'm getting ready to work. I haven't been able to post many videos in the most recent days or weeks because I've been very busy at the hospital with this Omicron and then working on some real estate investments. But it's time to give you some advice on what's going on. And a lot of you are concerned these days about the inability to find observership opportunities or the ability to find a shadowing opportunity or the so-called externships or hands-on opportunities, and you more likely won't be able to find them for a good while because with Omicron and the recent surge, we are back to where we were last year, not having many students or international students. American students we have, but because they come with their own medical insurance, with all their vaccination proof. And I know you can provide that, but those are the laws currently in the United States. So the goal right now is still to be able to show that we are committed to the career and that we know the American system and to beef up our curriculum, right? So a couple of ideas. And remember, all these ideas come from in primary care. You have to know what you are going to be prescribing, what you're going to be recommending, the services that you're going to connect patients with when you discharge them, when you see them in the office or when you see them at the hospital. You have to be thinking ahead. How can you help this couple, this elderly couple that is going back to live in their trailer? How are you going to help this homeless patient that is not able to eat every day? How are you going to help this family that is going into hospice, that's putting their father into hospice? So that knowledge on how are you going to connect a person to the right resources comes from you getting to know those areas. So here are the 4 ideas I have. If you are currently in the United States, one good point to start is to look at these places. Number one is the Meals on Wheels program. The Meals on Wheels program is a program that was created many years ago to provide the elderly with meals to help them have available meals at home. And it is very interesting. It comes with a box. It's a box of non-perishable foods like cans, soups, beans, rice, and then also some um, microwave meals almost ready to eat. So imagine if you're an elderly couple that you're living in a little trailer, and because of your age, because of your limitations, you're not able to do groceries all the time, you're not able to cook a proper meal all the time, but you have to eat. So the Meals on Wheels will provide you with all these groceries and these meals. So when you're hungry, you can just get it from the freezer, put it in the microwave, and boom, you have a meal. But someone has to deliver these meals, and someone has to count these meals. And that's when the volunteers come in handy. The volunteers help with all this process. Now you as a volunteer can learn many things from this process. Not only that the Meals on Wheels program is available, but you can also learn what is in the box and how can the elderly work their ways around this box, because it's not easy. Imagine in Christmas time or Thanksgiving time, they get a whole turkey. And how is an elderly couple going to cook a whole turkey? But the Meals on Wheels gives them a whole turkey. It's a little interesting, but it's very helpful. So the bottom line is that it's very helpful, and if you volunteer there, you can learn that this service exists and is doing good to people. So when you have a patient in clinic, you can say, hey, by the way, guys, I know you're living alone, so I would like to connect you with the Meals on Wheels program. So you send the request to your case manager and they connect them to your patients. So if you go to an interview, you could say, what was your experience at the Meals on Wheels, and how is this going to help you during residency? This knowledge that you learn at the Meals on Wheels, how is this going to help you? And it's going to help you because now you know about it. Okay, number two, going to church. Go to any church in the United States, Christian, Catholic, any affiliation, and ask, is there any way that you can volunteer there? And if there is anything you can do, take it, because you will get to meet the priests, you will get to meet the pastors, and a lot of these people are involved already on hospice programs. Why? Because hospice programs need a chaplain, need a priest, need a person of each denomination to help them when there is a patient that is about to die and says, I would like to have a Catholic priest. And then they go to these churches and they say, could you come over and see this patient and talk to them about, their faith, and help them navigate this part? And they go. So volunteer at church and way to meet the people there, way to network. And in that way, you will get to meet someone that will say, oh yeah, I can take you with me. So that's another opportunity. Look into that. There's so many things to do at church, any churches. Number three, trying to look more into how an outpatient practice is run. So go, if you are in the United States, take a walk or Google a private clinic and see where are they located. If they're close to you, walk in and say, hey, I am a medical student. I would like to volunteer here. Anything that you want, you have me to do these days, I will do it. I'm here to help. I'm here to learn. I'm a medical student. They know medical students look for these opportunities to create their curriculum. Now, if you say you're a doctor, then that's different, because if you say you're a doctor and you want to volunteer as a doctor, they have to clear that request through their headquarters, through their supervisor, through someone else. So in that sense, if you're in the United States and you have a clinic around that you want to volunteer, first, try to look for a private run clinic. Like, for example, if you find two clinics and one says, this is the Munoz Medical Group, then that clinic is not just one clinic. That clinic is part of a medical group. Different clinics around are managed by this medical group here. So if you go to a medical group, a big medical group, and you request to have an observation or volunteering experience, they will say, okay, leave your application, and they will send it to the headquarters, and that takes forever and never happens. So the trick is to look for a private clinic. So maybe you will find the Dr. Munoz Family Medicine Clinic, and that is a private run clinic. So probably Dr. Munoz is the owner of this clinic, and he is also only running one clinic. So you walk in and say, hey, I would like to volunteer. They are more likely to take you in. Or even if you say, I'm a medical student, I would like to see if I could shadow Dr. Munoz. They will take your application and directly give it to Dr. Munoz. It doesn't go through the multiple parties that a medical group does. So that's the other advice. The next one is to look into food banks. Food banks are organizations that collect groceries, meals from different places, and donations. And so they find or they target a location with underserved communities or people in need of meals, like let's say the homeless encampments in Los Angeles. So they find a location, they prepare their area where they will put their food and their supplies, and so they start calling people, hey, we have free food for everyone, warm soup. And so you pass a bowl of soup to each of the people that are coming there. It doesn't necessarily mean soup. It could be pizza. It could be any meal that they have available. But they give it free to the people that are in that area. So if you volunteer there, you will probably pass that food. You will probably be able to help organize the people that are coming to eat there, and you will face a different reality in the United States, the homeless reality. And there's not only homeless people that are very, very poor, there are homeless people that have some money and they live in a minivan, for example, with their kids, two kids, mom and dad, and living in a minivan. So you will get to know different realities, and you will say, maybe you need to go to the hospital because your food doesn't look right. It's all red and has pus. And guess what? There are many doctors that volunteer at these food banks. And you don't know, you may get to know one doctor that will say, oh, come over, come to my practice. I will let you shadow me. Very often doctors volunteer at food banks. So something to look into. Go to the website, apply in there. So how you do that? Just Google food banks in my area and it will show you a whole list. Just go there and volunteer. And I think I talk about all of them, but the last one is nursing homes. And so nursing homes are facilities where once a patient is discharged from the hospital, we send them there to do physical therapy for 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks until they improve, they get stronger. Now, we send mainly geriatric patients, like we're talking above 65. And a lot of patients with dementia live in these nursing homes or stay in these nursing homes. And while they are not doing physical therapy, they have to, like normal people, they have to engage in social activities. Otherwise, they will just be in bed. So these nursing homes organize social activities, singing time, playing time. They play bingo, they play or they sing songs, or they play chess, or they just talk, or someone uh, gives them a manicure, a pedicure, something just to pamper them and make them feel good. So you can be that person. You can volunteer. You can go to the website of any nursing home. How you do that? You Google nursing homes in my area, and it will give you a whole list. If one of them has a website, go in there and look um, for the volunteer opportunities. Or you can walk into the nursing home and say, hey, whatever you want me to do, I will do. I'm a medical student and I'm here to help and learn. So they will take you and you will get to learn. Now, at a nursing home, doctors go there, and if you do things the right way, you may be noticed and say, "Hey, Dr. Munoz, can I see patients with you? Can I shadow you?" And I wouldn't say no. I would be happy to shadow me to see my patients. And who knows? After a couple of weeks, I may give you a letter of recommendation. The thing with nursing homes is that what you can learn there is so valuable, because nursing homes are very important for residency programs, especially for internal medicine and family medicine. Why? Because we send a lot of patients, residents send a lot of patients to these nursing homes, and they have to go see their patients there. So if you're coming from, I don't know, Australia to practice here, to do residency here, and you already know about residency, nursing homes, and during your interview you mentioned your experience in this nursing home. I learned so much by shadowing the doctor, by helping the residents, or helping the patients at the nursing home with their social activities, and see firsthand how engaging into singing, into playing, or just talking with other people keeps them alive, gives them strength, gives them hope. And I think that nursing homes are a good way to utilize our resources to transition patients from the hospital to home in a safer way. So those are my 4 advices. Thank you guys. I will try to post more videos as time allows.